Hey, it's a new day. We have some new shirts, and it's another awesome day with the Fendig Theater Experience. I'm Blake.
I'm Sydney.
Let's get the learning started. Today's performance target is, we will learn about stage managers.
Here at Fendig, we've actually never had a stage manager, but if you go to any other theater, almost always there will be a stage manager.
Stage managers are vital for a show's success.
Now, Blake and I are no experts when it comes to stage management.
But Rachel, who's our program director here at the Fendig Theater Experience, does. She stage managed over 10 productions at her college, and so she's going to visit us today to tell us about stage managing and what the job entails. Thank you so much for being with us, Rachel. You're usually behind the camera, so it's pretty cool that you're on the camera today. So, first things first, what is a stage manager and what do stage managers do?
Well, similar to the director, the stage manager collaborates with everyone on the production team, and they make sure that the needs are being met throughout the entire process.
Okay, great. So when does a stage manager start working with the production team?
The stage manager and the director will usually meet with each other before they meet with anybody else.
Nice, okay. And so what would you say a rehearsal looks like in terms of being a stage manager?
Yeah, the stage manager is expected to show up early and set up all the props that are needed for rehearsal that day. They post the call board and they check in with the cast.
Nice. So speaking of a call board, in this next bit here, guys, we're going to look at what a stage manager does in terms of using a call board. All right, let's go.
So the stage manager is responsible for making the call board, which is usually a bulletin board somewhere in the rehearsal space where the cast can sign in and get their notes. So it looks like we have a note that there's going to be a photo call after tonight's performance. But I think it's about time to get started, so we should sign in, right?
Sure, let's sign in. Okay, so we've gotten into rehearsal, you've made sure everyone's signed in. What's next? What does the stage manager do during an actual rehearsal?
Yeah, the stage management team is responsible for tracking everything, where the actors are moving, where the set is moving, where the props are moving, and any quick changes that happen off stage. So I have an example here of what a blocking script looks like, and you'll have one side of a binder usually is your script, and the other side is a miniature version of the set and some lines where you can write what the actors are doing. So the numbers on the script will line up with their actions.
So, did you do that with every single page of the script?
Mm-hmm.
So what's that right there?
This is the stage manager's Bible. It has everything that you could ever need to call a show. So it starts out with all of the cast information, and then it goes into the script, which has one page for every single line in the script like the one you just saw.
Okay, so like everything you could possibly need to know to make this production go up is in this book right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, do you see how big this is? Look at it! Look at all these pages! Oh my gosh! That's awesome! So now that we've gone over what stage managers do during a rehearsal process, we are now going to talk about what stage managers do during an actual performance of a production. Okay, so I have a feeling we're using a different stage manager Bible than what we were previously looking at. I think you've actually done this show before in terms of stage managing it, correct?
Yes.
All right, so this page here, what am I looking at?
This page is the script with little notes of what cues happen when. So at Fendig, you usually have somebody that's running the lights, the sound, the spotlights, and anything that moves backstage.
Correct.
Well, the stage manager is responsible for calling those cues.
Okay, cool. So do the different colors of sticky notes represent something different?
Yeah, so I use pink for lighting effects, orange for rail or flying scenery, green for sound, and yellow for spotlights.
Okay, so if you guys have a question on what the orange is, it's like if a curtain needs to open or a curtain needs to rise and lower. That's what she means by rail. So what do you say when it's time for the cue?
Yeah, so a little bit before the cue, I would say, light cue 91, stand by, and the operator on the other end would say, lights, standing by, so I know that they're ready to fire that cue. And then when it gets time to call the cue when the soldiers are in the house. I say, lights 91, go.
Okay, so from the look of this page here, it looks to me that like you'll be saying like go, go, go,
Yeah.
go, really, really fast. Is that very common?
It can get kind of crazy.
I'm sure. So just to go over it again, guys, if I'm the light board operator and I have my light board right here, the stage manager and the light board operator, they might be right next to each other, they might be in separate parts of the theater, and we'll all have a headset on where Rachel, our stage manager, could communicate with us. So I'm just sitting watching the show and you'll say stand by, correct?
Light cue 91, stand by.
And I will stand by. And then when it's time for the cue to happen, she'll say,
Lights 91, go.
and I'll press the button and the light cue happens. Is that what it's supposed to be?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So I know most of you probably have this question, and that question is simply, why doesn't Fendig use stage managers? Well, Fendig kind of does, in a way, use stage managers, but a stage manager is never just simply one person in putting up a Fendig production. So the assistant director and I, we do some things that are very similar to what the stage manager does. I do a version of what Rachel does with a stage management Bible, but it's a little moderated so that it works for me. And my assistant director usually logs all the blocking and when scene changes happen. But what also does a lot of what the stage manager does is you, when you participate. It's your responsibility to make sure your props are where they need to be. It's your responsibility to make sure the set is where it needs to be. And it's also your responsibility to know your lines, your songs, your dances. The stage manager kind of manages all of that, but here at Fendig, we kind of hold you all accountable for yourselves to make sure that the show is as great as it possibly can be. But when there is theater outside of Fendig and there's things that you see like on Broadway or when a show comes in like you saw The Lion King in Chicago or something, there is always a stage manager. That was an awesome lesson, wasn't it?
I know, I sure learned a lot from Rachel, and we hope you did too.
Comment below something interesting that you learned today from Rachel.
Make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our channel.
Thanks for learning and creating with us. See you tomorrow. Let's just do it again. That's great.